Welcome into the Warzone. This is your host, Derek Church. Alongside me, as always, is Athletic Director Paul Jones. Paul Jones, what's up? Ooh, what is going on, Warrior family? Oh, man. Week 1 of the NFL is in the books. Trinity Athletics is cooking right now.
What a time to be alive.
What a time. All right, let's get the big news out of the way first. Fantasy football week 1.
Moving on.
You and I matched up,
forward.
and it was a rout. Shut up and drive. My team absolutely routed. This one's for Tony. That is Paul's team. Paul, how did it feel?
I felt like I let Anthony England down, to be honest.
Yeah.
My season is dedicated to him and his departure. And I didn't pull it out.
No, you did not. Not even close.
And I'm projected to lose this week.
Yeah, and what I find interesting about that, for all you listeners, is that I've tried to help this man out. I've tried to make him some trades in the league so he can be better. He just rejected all of them. So, I mean, I'm doing my part, Anthony, to help your team look good.
So you people who don't follow fantasy football, I'll put it in a life analogy. Derek offered me a Prius and a used air freshener, the ones that hang in your car, for a Lamborghini, a Ford F-150, and a Tesla. And he expects me to accept it just because he's old.
Man, how many games have you won with those Lamborghinis?
You're right.
That's right, exactly.
You're absolutely right, Derek.
You need, blue-collar Joe on your team. You don't need a Lamborghini. And I tried to offer those to you. But anyways, your Eagles, man, week 1.
32-6 rout. Jalen Hurts, 27 to 35, 264 yards, 3 touchdowns. Devontae Smith, 6 catches, 71 yards, and a touchdown. Holy cow! The Eagles are winning the Super Bowl.
It's a breakout performance.
And how did your Bears do?
And the Bears are who we thought they were.
And we let them off the hook.
And we actually did nothing to the Rams. It was an embarrassing national showcase. Second only to the embarrassment of Notre Dame almost losing to Toledo. They pulled it out, but it was a rough football weekend for me.
Andy Dalton, bad.
The Red Rifle. You know what, though? The secondary is even worse, but...
Yeah.
All right. Let's get on to some TCA Athletics. This is a TCA Athletics podcast. We are right in the thick of things here in the season. Well, stay on football. You coaching flag football. I came out and watched the middle school play the other day. We got a pretty good middle school team there, don't we?
Yeah, our middle school team is good. We're young. We're competing. We lost our first 2, but each game we lost by a touchdown, so they're in it. And
I know in the game that I went to at Unity, we had the ball moving down the field at the end of the game, so we had an opportunity to win. It just kind of ran out of time a little bit.
Staying on football, our Warrior of the Week is actually he's a soccer player, but he's playing flag football, and it's going to be Yuri, or it is Yuri. And his first game of the season, he had 4 catches for 65 yards and a touchdown. And then the next game, he actually had a kickoff return for a touchdown, which was huge.
He was like Devin Hester out there.
Yes, exactly like Devin Hester.
You guys will know him. I mean, that's a hurricane.
With flags and glasses.
Yep.
Yeah,
he had a dominant game for the Warriors, so he was fun to watch. I know Daniel Cabrera, he did a nice job these first 2 middle school games playing QB, so fun group to watch. I look forward to seeing what they're going to do, and it's just a fun sport to come out and see. So hopefully you guys, and I know next week we've got some home games, so come out and watch these guys.
Now, to speak on our other current sport, talk about volleyball for a second. As you guys know, we're blessed with 4 volleyball programs here at TCA, which is unheard of for a school our size. Even big schools don't even have 4 teams. In a lot of cases. So, Derek, how is our volleyball team doing? Let's start with varsity.
Well, I think what you want to do when you talk about this, I always like to measure in terms of progress from year to year, because wins and losses, they tell you something, but you got to consider the schedule. You got to consider a lot of factors. I could tell you that the progress that I've seen in the high school teams and the middle school teams this year has been dramatic. And it's showing up in the wins and losses too. All the teams have a winning record right now.
Yep.
Which is not something we could have said in previous years. Normally we've had one stronger team or on the stronger side because we've robbed all the players to be on that one team. I know the middle school A team has been pretty dominant. I think they've won almost all of their matches. They may have lost one or two. The B team picked up a win at Unity the other day.
JVs is coming off a 4-game winning streak, and I think varsity's 9-6. 8-6, 9-6.
8-5. They're 8-5 right now. 8-6. They're gonna be 9-6. I'm believing for a win.
That's why I said 9.
Okay,
because they're gonna win tonight.
Already penciling that one in.
So tonight is 9-17. If you're listening, but
I think the thing with the varsity that's impressive is not just the fact that the record has improved, but it's for the most part in every match that they've lost, they've been right on the verge of picking up a win. And I actually went through the other day because I was looking at the losses that we've had, and it's against really good competition. Mm-hmm. So when I did the math on it, our opponents that have beaten us are 27-12. So Every game that we've lost has been against a team like Southwest Florida Christian's like 11-1 at this point. Benjamin's got a good record. Jupiter's 5-1. And in each one of those matches, we were competitive. It wasn't that we were getting blown out off the floor.
And it's also, we need to remember, we weren't even at full strength. We had a crucial girl that was out with injury. So like moving forward, we have our full team. We're going to be scary down the stretch, man.
Yeah, I think we've made a lot of progress, and this is all being done with just one senior that's getting... We only have one senior on the team, Brianna St. Cloud, and she does get some important minutes, but...
Our core is young.
We're very young overall. So, and then when you look down at that JV team and then the A team and think there's a lot of talent coming through, it's exciting. Mm-hmm. I think when you couple that with the fact that the school is growing so quickly this year... I think the future seems to be very bright, and
you know what I love to see? Our home record, 3-1.
Yeah,
you know?
Shout out to the Warzone fans that have been coming out. That's really been making a difference. The boys coming out and cheering the girls on. We love to see it. So give us that home court advantage. That's huge.
Yes, sir. Now cross country, this is being recorded on 9/17. So if we say today, don't show up if it's not posted today. But cross country is competing at Spanish River High School today, and I'm excited. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be cheering on our guys and our girls, and I have a feeling. I have a feeling.
Black Eyed Peas.
That a certain freshman will break the PR for 3 Mile today.
He's pretty confident. Chris Gunnerman, he says he's going to do it.
Guterman, I believe.
Yeah. You know what, though? Don't sleep on Durazio and Fike and those guys. I think the nice thing is now that you have guys that are raising the bar, it raises the bar for everybody else on the team. Like, those guys are not going to take it lightly to have a younger runner come out and beat them out. So that's going to push Chris. I think it's going to push those guys. So I'm excited. It's a huge meet. Again, it's one of those where you're really competing against yourself and your time and just trying to get ready for districts. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see Eva. Eva had a PR her last meet. She's made great strides over the last 2 seasons. So yeah, let's see. I'm glad to see him back out there. I know it's been a slow start in terms of meets, but I know it picks up here now in September and really gets busy here for a few weeks before we get to districts. So,
Derek, are you excited for colder weather? Completely off topic. Or do you like the hot, humid?
I mean, what's not to like about, November, December in Florida where it's 75 degrees every day? I mean, I don't want colder weather. I don't want to go back to Chicago, but I look forward to some nice 75-degree days.
Would you rather be 20 degrees or 105 with humidity?
105 all day long.
Are you serious?
All day long. Come on.
I mean, that's a typical Floridian answer. You're fully converted.
I am converted.
You are a follower of Florida. You've been baptized by the humidity.
Yeah. So I don't even want to go anywhere where the weather makes my teeth hurt. So
yeah, but 105 in humidity makes your soul hurt.
AC, baby.
Yeah, and you have a pool too, so it's not. Yeah, you're not suffering at all.
No, nope.
You're relaxing in your big pink flamingo, and
you got it. I'll tell you what. I love soccer season here because there's nothing better than being out on a field in January, and it'd be 78 degrees, and we're blessed to live in a really awesome place.
And even the baseball games, dude, I was amazed. I think every home baseball game we had this past year was 75 degrees with clear skies.
It was perfect.
It wasn't one humid night, not one rain out. Now, the States, that was cooking. That was hot.
Yeah, we had a hot day there.
But yeah. But speaking of soccer, thanks for bringing that up. Soccer has started workouts these past 2 weeks, and we're revving up. So if you are a student and you're on the fence about playing soccer, jump off the fence towards the soccer field and get it going.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of those sports where we need depth. So if you've played before, if you haven't played before, if you're athletic, if you're not athletic, they can find a spot for you on this team. So, and that includes girls. We don't have a girls soccer program right now, but certainly if you want to try to mix it up with the boys and get out there and play, like there's an opportunity if you want to try out. So,
and still putting it out there, we need a middle school boys soccer coach.
Yep.
We had one fall through last minute. So if you know someone who's interested or you're interested, contact Mr. Paul Jones.
That's you.
That is me.
That is you.
Oh my goodness. Look at that.
All right. Well, you know what? Can I make a U-turn here? I know Florida is full of U-turns.
No, I want the Jersey way. I want the roundabout.
All right.
With yield signs.
Let's hit the roundabout. Let's obey all yield
potholes.
signs.
Sorry, that's just in Jersey. There's a lot of potholes.
I'm going back to volleyball because our guest today is a volleyball coach here, one Marissa Sanelli, and we invited her into the podcast to talk about the JV team and just kind of her background in volleyball. So let's go to that.
Real quick. Whoa, yeah. Before you go, who is your favorite Sanelli?
Joe Sanelli.
Me too.
My boss.
Me too. I agree with that statement.
I mean, love them all, but Joe Sanelli.
Yeah. All right. To the interview.
All right. Joining us here in the Warzone is JV girls volleyball coach Marissa Sanelli. Marissa, welcome in.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Yes, you are welcome.
It's a privilege to be here.
Paul, you go way back with Marissa, don't you?
Not really.
How far back do you go?
Like 2 years.
Only 2 years?
Yeah.
Okay. What have you learned in those 2 years about Marissa?
She's married to Cal.
Yeah, let's start there, Marissa. So, Marissa, what is with the Cal thing? How'd you meet Mr. Calvin Sanelli?
So we met at college at Warner University. I was asked by a friend of mine to give a ride to her and a couple of her friends to a college group that met off campus.
College group?
It was like a college Bible study. Yes. And come to find out that Cal was one of these people. And so in my tiny little Ford Focus, we had me and my 5'5" roommate in the front seats, and then about 3 boys that were, hold on, we're gonna not say boys. 3 guys that were over 6 feet tall, crammed in the back seat. So on our way to this college group, we were jamming out to good old Jonas Brothers and Disney Channel radio on Pandora.
Nice. Was that a Cal choice?
It was actually my roommate and I's choice. I did not know anything about Cal at this point. And then he started jamming out with us, and I thought that this guy was pretty cool, and that's how it all began.
Wow.
It's a love connection right there.
You can't write that if
you can't. Disney couldn't write that if they tried.
No, I think there should be a Disney movie about it, actually.
So you guys both played sports at Warner, correct?
We did. Cal played baseball, and I played volleyball.
All right, so tell us a little bit about then your volleyball background. I know you played high school volleyball in Palm Beach County, right?
I did.
Where did you play?
I went to Berean from K-5 through 12th grade.
Oof. Just kidding. We love you, Berean.
Berean, yeah.
Okay, so you played for Berean,
yes.
And then went to Warner after that?
I did. Played both indoor and beach volleyball there.
Whoa, that's cool.
So, it was. It was also really hot playing beach volleyball in
Which
Florida.
did you like more?
So I actually like beach volleyball better.
Is it because you don't have to share the ball with as many people?
Part of it, you only have to communicate with one person instead of 6 people trying to get the ball. It's only you and your partner. But it's just more of a relaxed game, and there's a lot more strategy that goes along with beach volleyball. So I liked that part of it more.
That's cool. And I'll put it out there to the interwebs.
Put it out there.
Why not,
Let's do it.
We're trying to get a beach volleyball program here at TCA.
Yep. Yes, we are. It's really exciting. I know Mr. Sanelli's talked about putting a court in. And
Or two.
Yeah, or two.
Two would be great.
And I know there's a lot of the buzz from the girls that have kind of already heard that might be a possibility. So it's exciting time for the volleyball program. So, Marissa, you went to Berean. So I know we played Berean recently. What was that like to coach against your old school?
Are they the Bulldogs?
They are the Bulldogs.
Huh.
It was definitely interesting because I went there my whole life. So they have a saying there that once you're a Bulldog, you're always a Bulldog.
Until you're a Warrior.
So,
Right.
And then coaching against them was interesting, but, very competitive. And I wanted our Warriors to do well. And JV came out on top on that game. So I was proud of my girls.
Say that louder. Who won?
Warriors did.
That's right. So if you're going to battle there, do you want a bulldog or a sword and a shield?
I was wondering the same thing. You put a warrior and a bulldog in a ring. Who's coming out of that? I'm going warrior.
I'm not going to say.
We're on the same page here for this one.
I agree.
So, Marissa, you mentioned that we beat Berean. I know that was a tight match, and there's been several since then. And we've come out on top a lot of these matches. So tell us a little bit about the JV team and kind of the progress they're making and what has led to those wins. You've gotten 4 or 5 wins, I think, late in the match. So tell us a little bit about that.
So we have a very young JV team. I think we have about 4 or 5 8th graders, a couple 9th graders, and a few sophomores. So there's a lot of potential on the team. The girls are willing to learn, and they're excited about volleyball, and they're just trying to improve in any area that they can. Those games, we tend to get down a little bit in the beginning, but they never fail to fight back and kind of get that motivation, and from that, and then we end up coming back strong towards the end of the match and going from there.
It seems like they have a really positive, confident attitude out on the floor. As a coach, I mean, how do you develop that in a player where they believe in themselves?
It's one of the hardest things, I think, to coach because it's not just skill. Like it comes from their mentality and everything. But I found showing that I'm confident in them helps them develop confidence with themselves, but then also confidence in their other teammates as they're on the court. So.
Yeah, and I think you see that grow too as they win some of those games. It breeds a successful mentality, and we're definitely seeing that in the girls. I think, Paul, they've won 5 or 6 games so far, something like that.
Yeah, and you guys went on what was a 4-game winning streak?
Yes.
That's hard to do in any sport. So that just shows that, they're not content with winning 1 or 2, then they relax. They're competing in every single match, and they're trying to pull out that W.
And these wins too. I mean, let's be fair. Like we're beating good programs. I mean, Jupiter Christian's got a solid team. Santa Lucis has got a good team. So it's not like we're just beating up on schools the matches we should win. We're winning matches against teams whose varsity has been very successful. So excited to see where these girls are going to go. Paul, you got any other questions for Marissa? Anything personal you want to ask? Anything embarrassing?
You got any good Mr. Calvin Joseph Sanelli stories?
I'm sure she's got some good ones.
It's okay. No one's listening but us. No one even listens to this podcast once it was taken off Instagram.
Let's
true. Be honest. So no one's going to hear it. You can just let it rip.
So one that comes to mind actually involves Paul's daughter, Selah.
Uh-oh.
So
Is this one the poop one?
No.
Oh, okay.
Save that one for the next.
That'll be later. So Cal said that when he was younger, he always got mad that people thought his name was cow, like C-O-W, like the animal, when you said it. So we were hanging out with Paul and his wife and his daughter, and they were trying to get her to say Uncle Cal, And she just started mooing because she thought that they were trying to get her to make animal noises about a cow. And so anytime she hears Uncle Cal, it's moo.
Yep.
Is her response.
She's a good girl.
So now you guys all know out there what to say to Mr. Cal Sanelli to get under his skin.
Oh.
Now, Paul, I totally forgot. We have these questions that we ask our interviews at the end. So we haven't done one in a while, but the first question we ask is favorite sports movie.
Ooh.
You just put her on the spot.
Facing the Giants.
Facing the Giants.
That's
classic.
a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a
Very
good one.
spiritual.
Way to go.
answer.
Good Christian answer.
The second one is
Pop-Tarts or toaster strudels?
that was not it, but you can answer it.
See, it depends on the flavor. Toaster strudel, strawberry all the way. Pop-Tart,
If you
chocolate fudge.
If you had a chocolate fudge or a strawberry toaster strudel, and you could warm up both, well,
You can only warm up one.
you can only warm up the pop, so you can't warm up the toaster strudel.
Ew.
You can warm up both.
Ooh.
What would it be? 3,
One of each.
2.
That's a cop out.
She's a politician right now.
All right, we got two
Yeah.
more. Sports bucket list. One stadium or event, something like that you'd want to go to if you could pick one thing.
The Marianne Peters Center is on top of my list.
Berean versus Trinity.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've only been to one game in the swamp in my life, and it was against, I'm pretty sure it was like Bowling Green. So it wasn't really an exciting game because it was kind of a blowout. But I think I would like to see either a great SEC matchup in the swamp or FSU versus UF in the swamp.
The
That'd be a
Swamp,
good
what is
one.
that? Glades Day High School?
Come on, Paul.
Is that the
You're-
Swamp?
No.
University
come
of Florida.
Oh.
You're showing your jersey
Come on.
ties.
Okay,
Come on.
okay.
on. And what's the baby's name going to be?
We are not sure of that yet.
Come on. Again, as Paul said earlier, you can tell us if no one's hearing this.
And remind the listeners of what gender this child will be.
She is a girl.
She is a female. So, Calvelina,
Josephine.
Marissa Jr.
Guys, in the comments, throw the baby names in there that you'd like to see.
Yep.
We're open to suggestions, but
It has to start with a C or a J, though.
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
No.
All right, that's all the time we have. So, guys, put those comments in the comments section. And Marissa, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
Go Warriors! All right, to wrap it up, I will be sharing with you the verse of the day, Ephesians 6:11. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. As always, this is D Church and P Jones on the Warzone podcast. Peace.
See ya.